If you guys want coins for FC24, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very fast, they're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you use my code Rema, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. So, what's up guys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, in the past month guys, I've had a fair few bad days, I'll be honest with you. But last night was probably one of the better days because you're going to see in this squad here, we have a 94-foot birthday icon Rude Hullet that we got in a 81 plus player pick. Yeah, 15 million coin card in an 81 plus player pick. On top of that, we also packed Closer and Burkamp in the player picks last night, a Duke van der Sar, so we got like a total of 4 icons and a lot of foot birthdays as well, like Barella, you know, loads of Sorlofs. We also got like this Puteas, so it's just been pretty ridiculous to be honest. I'm not going to lie, this Hullet's given me an issue when it comes to some tactics, not in a bad way, you know, I'm not ungrateful. But it completely changes the way I have to set up formations sometimes. Like, for example, I'm not going to want Hullet to stay back while attacking. And I'm also not going to want Rolfo to stay back while attacking because they're really good. So I've had to, like, alternate Rolfo into, like, a more attacking role. And then just have, like, Rijkaard as a stay back at the moment. We are currently working on Makalele as well. But yeah, anyway, we have some 4-2-4 custom tactics. You're going to see how this sets up in a moment when we get onto them. And yeah, I hope you guys like them. So yeah, let's get right into the video, guys. I hope you enjoy. Alright then guys, so starting off with the tactics, as always guys, you know me, my defensive style is unbalanced as I find it to be the most controlled. When I want to be super aggressive and press, I can, and then when I want to drop off and maybe be a little bit more defensive, I can also do that. When it comes to pressure in this game as well, there's something else that we use which doesn't require a pressure tactic. Moving on to the defensive width guys, we have this on 44. This is really nice and balanced because it keeps us nice, narrow and compact to block all those attacks out through the middle, but it also gives us some width as well to cover the wider areas for when an opponent goes down the wing. So we can block through the middle and then also cover the wider areas, so pretty much perfect. For the depth we have it on 71 because EA have completely messed up all the animations in this game when it comes to manually defending, so you pretty much have to rely on AI a lot of the time even if you don't want to. So 71 depth has been the only consistent way for me to actually win the ball back. So yeah, we pretty much have to use it. You guys don't have to use it if you don't want. You can lower it to like 60 and that is absolutely fine. For the build-up play, balanced. Yeah, the most controlled, varied way to build up in my opinion. When used balanced, you can play slow, you can play quick, or you can mix up the two. So that is the way I like to go. Chance creation, direct passing. Of course, it's the only setting which will consistently allow you to create chances in this game. When used direct passing, your attacking players will make these runs. Defenders follow the attacking player making the run. And then once the defender has overcommitted, your attacker will track back so that you can cut back to them. So very boring, very overpowered though. For the attacking width, because it is a wider formation, I do have it a bit higher than I would in other formations. We just have this on 58. So it's nice and wide. We can use the wingers, but it's also not too wide to the point where our players are miles apart from each other. So this is nice and balanced for me. Players in the box, we have it on 5. Get a few players into the box without overcommitting everybody. And then corners and the free kicks, both on 1. But again, do whatever you want with that. Now, moving on to the player instructions, you can see how we've set the team up now. For both the strikers, we have them on stay central and getting behind. Obviously, we don't want them drifting out wide, especially when we've got wingers. We want them to be in the middle so they can be relied upon. And then we also have them on the getting behind instruction, so we can obviously utilise their pace to get in behind those high defensive lines. Now, moving on to both wingers. Now, this is something I'm looking at changing when I do more games. But both wingers at the moment come back on defence, cut inside, getting behind, and get into the box for cross. This makes it defend in a 4-4-2 shape, which is very important in this formation because, as you can see, the midfield is pretty much non-existent. There's just 2 centre mids and not much else. You know, you're going to get burnt down the wings. So these players on comeback on defence will come back to sit next to the 2 centre mids to make your defensive shape a lot better. We also have them on cut inside, so they will start their run out wide and then transition into the middle areas to get close to the goal. That's an attacking AI movement that I really like. We also have them on getting behind, so obviously they utilise their pace to get in behind the defensive line and then get into the box across as well, so these players do not hesitate in getting into the penalty area. Now, one thing I was looking at changes, as I just mentioned, was so we've got these 2 wingers here. I was going to keep Rolfo on these same instructions because she's got more defensive ability than Garrincha. And then I was maybe just going to leave Garrincha on like basic defensive support. This way it defends him more like a 4-3-3, if that makes sense. It's like a middle ground between you know, being like really defensive and then being attacking as well. So the defensive shape will be more like a 4-3-3, but that's not something I've tried yet, so we don't do that. For the right centre mid guys, Hullet, by the way, the more attacking one, of course, we leave them on the default settings and then pop them on cover centre. You know, you kind of just want the card to do whatever in this situation. You don't want to restrict them, so you kind of just let them do everything with basic instructions, and then cover centre so they cover the middle. This is basically the perfect Hullet role because he's, you know, pretty much fantastic in every single area. For the left centre mid, the more defensive one, we have them on stay back and cover centre, so you know this player's not going to go flying forward if he is the more defensive of the two, and then cover centre, so he will cover that middle area. For the fullbacks guys, whichever one is your most attacking one, in my case it's Pedro Porro with that width pass plus, we pop them on balanced overlap to give us even more width, to give us that extra wider option, and to stretch out the opponent's defense even more, you know, completely overloading this side, which makes it difficult to defend against. And then for the more defensive minded fullback, in my case the left back, stay back on overlap, so we always have at least 3 defenders back at a time. For the 2 centre backs, we leave them alone, and then the keeper, I also leave them alone. But yeah, they are my 4-2-4 custom tactics and player instructions. I hope you guys like them. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to drop it a thumbs up, sub to the channel if you are new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. And with all that aside guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out guys, take care.